Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you 5 things a woman should never do with a man. These are truths that can elevate your relationships, protect your peace, and empower you to walk in your purpose with confidence. Let's dive in. You are valuable beyond measure, and it's important to understand that your worth is not defined by the opinions or actions of others. The world might try to tell you otherwise, but your value isn't something that can be bargained with or negotiated. As a woman, never compromise your worth for anyone or anything. You are a masterpiece, uniquely crafted, and there is no one else like you. Sometimes in relationships, there can be a tendency to dim your light to make someone else feel better, to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's mold, or to settle for less than you deserve just because you want to be loved or accepted. But hear this, when you compromise your worth, you're telling the world that you don't believe in the greatness inside of you. When you lower your standards, you're telling yourself that you're not worthy of the best that life has to offer. You have the right to set boundaries and demand respect. You have the right to walk away from situations or people that do not honor who you are. Never feel like you have to convince someone of your value. Your worth is already written into the very fabric of who you are, and no one has the power to take that away unless you allow them to. The moment you start compromising your worth, you start allowing someone to shape your perception of yourself. It's like handing someone the brush to paint the portrait of who you are when you should be holding that brush yourself. And here's the truth. God didn't create you to fit into a box or be overlooked. He created you with purpose, with greatness, and with the capacity to do incredible things. You are a woman of strength, wisdom, and grace. The right people will see your value and respect it. But that starts with you first. You must recognize it, stand firm in it, and never allow anyone or any situation to make you feel less than the powerful woman you were created to be. When you begin to compromise your worth, you start attracting what you believe you deserve. And when you lower your expectations, you're opening the door to unhealthy relationships, situations, and experiences. But when you stand tall, hold your head high, and declare, I am worthy of love, respect, and all the good things life had to offer, you start to draw on the people, the opportunities, and the blessings that align with your true value. It's not about arrogance, it's about self-respect. It's about recognizing the depth of your heart, the brilliance of your mind, and the strength of your spirit. When you refuse to compromise your worth, you are sending out a message to the universe, to those around you, and most importantly, to yourself, that you believe in your inherent value. You know who you are, and you don't need validation from anyone else to confirm it. Your worth is priceless, and you should never, under any circumstance, allow someone or something to make you feel small. Keep your standards high, protect your heart, and never settle for anything less than you are deserving of. You are worthy of the best, and it's time to start acting like it. In any relationship, it's vital to remember that you must never lose yourself. It's so easy to get caught up in someone else's life, their needs, or their vision of the future, but in doing so, you risk losing touch with the very essence of who you are. You are a unique individual with your own dreams, passions, and gifts. When you're in a relationship, the goal isn't to erase those parts of yourself in favor of someone else's agenda. It's to enhance both of your lives by staying true to who you are. The danger in losing yourself comes when you start to prioritize someone else's happiness, goals, or ambitions over your own. When you begin to suppress your voice, your passions, or your desires because they don't align with someone else's, you create a version of yourself that doesn't resonate with your true purpose. This is not sustainable, and ultimately it leads to feelings of emptiness, frustration, and resentment. You must always remember that you are a person of value with your own identity, independent of anyone else. A healthy relationship is one where both individuals can stand tall in their own skin and bring their unique strengths to the table, not one where one person completely absorbs the other. There's nothing wrong with sharing your life with someone, but you should never have to sacrifice your individuality for the sake of a relationship. It's crucial to protect your passions and interests. Don't let go of the things that bring you joy just because they aren't shared by the other person. Whether it's your career goals, your hobbies, or spiritual aspirations, those are the things that make you who you are. If you give those up for the sake of keeping someone happy, you risk losing a part of yourself that can never be replaced. Remember that being in a relationship should add to your life, not take away from it. If someone truly cares for you, they will respect your individuality, support your dreams, and encourage you to grow. They will celebrate who you are, not ask you to become someone else. You should never have to become a version of yourself that you don't recognize just to maintain a relationship. If someone asks you to change who you are, that's a sign that they don't fully appreciate you for the person you already are. Another important aspect of not losing yourself is maintaining your independence. It's beautiful to be in a partnership, but that doesn't mean you should lose the ability to stand on your own. Your emotional, mental, and physical well-being should not solely rely on the approval or validation of someone else. Your happiness must come from within. When you give away too much of yourself, when you forget to nurture your own needs, your own growth, and your own self-worth, you put yourself in a position where you no longer know who you are without the other person. The key is balance. You can love someone deeply, share your life with them, and build a future together. But you never lose sight of your own path. You must remain grounded in your identity, your dreams, and your values. Keep nurturing your relationship with yourself and make sure that you never lose sight of the person you were before anyone else came into your life. That person is important. That person is enough. Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. A woman should never tolerate disrespect, not from anyone, especially not from a man. You deserve to be treated with kindness, dignity, and honor. If you find yourself in a situation where you're being disrespected, it's important to recognize it and take a stand. Disrespect comes in many forms, whether it's through hurtful words, neglect, manipulation, or controlling behavior, and it's crucial to acknowledge that no one has the right to treat you poorly, no matter the circumstances. When someone disrespects you, they are diminishing your worth. They are telling you either through their actions or words that you don't matter, that your feelings don't count, or that your voice isn't valuable. But you have to reject that narrative. You are worth far more than any kind of disrespect, and you should never allow anyone to make you feel otherwise. No one gets to treat you in a way that diminishes your light or your sense of self. Disrespect isn't always obvious. Sometimes it shows up subtly in little comments that chip away at your confidence or in behaviors that make you feel small or unimportant. Other times it might appear as outright verbal abuse, belittling, or even actions that undermine your autonomy. Either way, it's harmful, and it can have a long-term effect on how you view yourself in your relationships. That's why it's essential to recognize the signs early and take them seriously. If you find that a man is belittling you, controlling your choices, or making you feel as if your opinions don't matter, don't brush it off. These are red flags. Disrespect can be insidious, creeping in little by little until you've lost your voice, your confidence, and maybe even your sense of worth. Don't ignore it. Speak up for yourself and make it clear that you won't tolerate being treated poorly. You have the right to demand respect, and it's your responsibility to uphold your standards. In any relationship, the foundation should always be mutual respect. This means that both partners honor each other's needs, boundaries, and individuality. If someone truly loves you, they will treat you with care and consideration, always lifting you up rather than bringing you down. A man who respects you will listen to you, value your perspective, and support your aspirations. He will encourage you to be the best version of yourself, not try to make you feel small or unworthy. Remember, you teach people how to treat you. If you allow disrespect to slide, if you tolerate it, you're sending the message that it's acceptable. But if you stand firm in your worth and demand the respect you deserve, You set a standard for how you expect to be treated. You teach people to value you, to honor your boundaries, and to treat you with the dignity you deserve. No relationship is worth sacrificing your self-respect. No matter how much you care for someone, if they treat you in a way that diminishes your sense of worth, it's time to reevaluate. You are deserving of love, kindness, and respect in every form. Never under any circumstances should you tolerate anything less. Peace is a precious commodity, and it's something that should never be sacrificed in a relationship. If something or someone is disturbing your peace, it's essential to take a step back and evaluate what's truly important in your life. Peace isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. You should never allow anyone, not even someone you love, to take away your sense of peace, because once it's gone, it's incredibly hard to get back. When you lose your peace, it affects every area of your life. You become anxious, stressed, and overwhelmed. Your ability to think clearly becomes clouded, and you might begin to feel lost or disconnected from who you truly are. In relationships, this can happen when you find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, trying to please the other person or accommodate their needs at the expense of your own. This behavior can create an environment of tension and negativity where instead of feeling supported and uplifted, you feel drained and unsettled. It's crucial to recognize the signs of a lack of peace early on and address them before they escalate. If someone's behavior is causing you to feel anxious, disrespected, or unimportant, that's a clear indication that your peace is being disturbed. It might be subtle at first, a passive-aggressive comment, a shift in their tone, or an action that feels off, but over time, these little disturbances accumulate and begin to take a toll on your well-being. You must learn to protect your peace at all costs. This doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations or ignoring the issues that arise, but rather recognizing that no relationship is worth your mental and emotional health. If someone consistently brings negativity, drama, or conflict into your life, it's time to ask yourself whether this relationship is serving you in a positive way. Peace should not be negotiated, it should be non-negotiable. There are moments when difficult situations arise, and it's important to handle them with grace and maturity. However, if the person you're with consistently brings chaos into your life or refuses to respect your need for calm, you should not settle for that environment. Life is already full of challenges, and you don't need to add unnecessary conflict to your plate. You deserve to be in a relationship that brings you peace, not one that keeps you on edge or constantly questioning your worth. This might mean setting boundaries, clear, firm, and respectful boundaries that communicate what you will and will not tolerate. Boundaries help preserve your peace by ensuring that you don't give too much of yourself away or allow others to cross lines that make you uncomfortable. By setting healthy boundaries, you create a space where peace can thrive and where both you and the other person can feel safe, respected, and valued. If you feel that your peace is being disturbed, take a step back and reflect on the situation. Ask yourself whether this relationship is bringing you joy or causing unnecessary turmoil. Trust your instincts and honor your need for peace. No one has the right to take it from you, and you shouldn't allow anyone to disrupt it. Peace is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, and you must be willing to protect it with everything you've got. In relationships, clarity and certainty are essential. You should never settle for an uncertain future, especially when it comes to love and commitment. Relationships thrive on trust, communication, and mutual understanding. If you're in a situation where there's ambiguity about where things are headed, or if the other person is unwilling to have a conversation about your shared future, it's a sign that it may not be the right relationship for you. When you commit to someone, you should feel a sense of security and confidence about your future together. Life is filled with enough uncertainties, and the one thing you should not be uncertain about is your place in the relationship. Without clear communication about where the relationship is going, it's easy to feel unsettled, insecure, and unsure about the future. When there's no clarity, doubt creeps in and it starts to undermine the foundation of the connection. You deserve to be with someone who is as invested in your future as you are. If you're giving your heart, time, and energy to a relationship, it's only fair to expect the same in return. Uncertainty can manifest in many ways, like vague promises, avoidance of important conversations about commitment, or an unwillingness to make decisions about the direction of the relationship. These signs should not be ignored. It's not about rushing or forcing things, but about having open and honest conversations that help you understand whether you both share the same values, goals, and desires for the future. If you find yourself in a relationship where the other person constantly avoids talking about the future, it's important to reflect on what that means for you. A lack of clarity is not something you should tolerate, especially if you want to build a meaningful, lasting partnership. Time is precious, and it should not be spent waiting in limbo, wondering where you stand or what the other person truly wants. You have the right to know where the relationship is headed, and if the person you're with is hesitant or unwilling to provide clarity, it's time to ask yourself if this is the right relationship for you. A relationship built on uncertainty can leave you feeling unfulfilled, questioning your worth, and doubting your future. If someone truly values you, they will not leave you in the dark about their intentions. They will be open about their feelings, their commitment, and their plans. Clarity doesn't mean everything has to be figured out all at once, but it does mean there should be transparency and honesty about what both of you want from the relationship. If both partners are aligned in their goals, it creates a sense of security and a shared vision for the future. It's also important to recognize that uncertainty isn't just about the other person. Sometimes you might find yourself uncertain about your own desires or the direction you want to go. It's crucial to take the time to reflect on your own feelings, needs, and goals. If you are unclear about what you want from a relationship, it will be hard for anyone else to meet those expectations. But even in this case, communicating your own uncertainty is a step toward clarity. Being honest about your feelings and expectations helps both partners understand where they stand and how they can move forward together. Ultimately, a relationship that lacks certainty leaves both individuals vulnerable to confusion and frustration. You deserve a love that is open, honest, and grounded in mutual understanding. When you stand firm in your need for clarity, you're not only protecting your heart, but you're also ensuring that you build a future with someone who is just as committed to that future as you are. Your worth is immeasurable, and your time is incredibly valuable. In any relationship, you should never let someone or something make you feel unworthy or like you are not deserving of the best. You are a woman of strength, grace, and purpose, and your life is far too precious to waste on anyone or anything that doesn't honor who you are. The moment you settle for less than what you deserve, you are sending a message to the world that your value is negotiable, and that is simply not true. You are worthy of love, respect, kindness, and all the beautiful things life has to offer. So many women find themselves caught in situations where they accept less than they deserve because they feel like they have to make compromises or sacrifices for the sake of a relationship. Whether it's tolerating bad behavior, enduring unfulfilled promises, or lowering your standards to fit into someone else's vision of what a relationship should look like, remember this: you are never required to settle for anything less than the absolute best. There's nothing noble in sacrificing your peace or your self-worth for the sake of keeping someone in your life. Think about it. Your time, energy, and love are gifts. When you offer those things to someone, they should be appreciated and reciprocated. If someone doesn't value your contributions, your feelings, or your presence, then they don't deserve your energy. Don't waste your time trying to make someone care who isn't interested in reciprocating your love, effort, or respect. You deserve someone who will recognize your worth and treat you accordingly. Never let fear of being alone or fear of not finding someone else lead you to settle for a relationship that does not meet your standards. There is no need to rush into anything or hold on to something that is not adding value to your life. Trust in yourself, your journey, and the fact that the right person will come into your life when the time is right. When you remain confident in your own worth and refuse to settle, you create space for a relationship that is truly fulfilling, loving, and respectful. Too many women stay in relationships out of obligation, comfort, or insecurity, telling themselves that this is as good as it gets. But that mindset holds you back from experiencing the greatness that is available to you. When you let go of unhealthy relationships, you create space for the right people to come into your life, people who will love you, support you, and push you to be the best version of yourself. You are worthy of that kind of love, the kind that elevates you, encourages you, and honors every part of who you are. You have the power to shape your own reality and choose relationships that honor your value. Don't let anyone or anything make you feel like you're not worthy of the absolute best. Hold firm to the belief that you deserve love that is genuine, respect that is unwavering, and a future that is full of hope and promise. The best is yet to come, and you are worthy of every good thing that life has in store for you. So never settle, because you are worth more than you may even realize. Remember, your worth is far too great to allow anything or anyone to dim your light. Walk confidently in who you are. God has great plans for you, and your best days are ahead. Keep your standards high, your heart full of grace, and your mind focused on what truly matters. Thank you